What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, and today we are in the all-new Cupra Leon, whatever you want to call it, VZX. And this thing, I tell you what, again, I just recently did the Formentor VZX from Cupra. Absolutely blown away by that vehicle. I was in love with it. They've got me in the Leon now. And this thing, I tell you what, it is literally just the baby brother. And I'm loving this thing just as much. So quickly, just some of the basics here, guys. This thing is front wheel drive only. It is essentially a hot hatch, though. It's almost a wagon, you could call it, but it's a hot hatch. And this thing has got the EA888 engine, the same as the Golf R, the same as the Formentor. It's just detuned a little bit. So this is pushing now 221 kilowatts to the front wheels, and we're talking about 400 newton meters of torque, 7-speed dual clutch again. We got paddle shifters, and mate, the pops and bangs, you put this thing in Cupra mode, again, built in Spain, people, and yeah, I can feel that Spanish flavor on this, because this really is a Volkswagen German product, and you very much can feel that this is a German car under the skin, but it has that exciting Spanish flair to it. You know, it's exciting, this car. It is really fun to drive. And again, I'm gonna say it, for 2023 now we're in, you know, to find cars like this, it is a challenge. So big ups to Cupra for coming to Australia, because this thing, again, the paddles, instant downshifts, you get around this corner. It rips, bro. It absolutely rips. I love the pops out the back. And for front wheel drive, look. Yo, it's a miserable day today. We definitely didn't get that Spanish weather. We definitely got some more gloomy Northern European weather today here in Australia, but I'll tell you what, this is what a hot hatch is all about. And the fact is, they're wrapping it in quite a luxurious package. I ain't gonna lie, you know, this blue leather, you know, just leather and stitching on the door cards, like ambient lighting, the sunroof, the steering wheel. We're gonna talk about that later on again, because I love a certain feature on here. And, you know, the infotainment system's all right. You got a nice digital gauge cluster, which is very sharp. Got lots of different customization on there. You got the drive modes. It's, yo, this is cutting edge. I feel like this is in the top. This is on the top, bro. This is on top. You know, they obviously didn't want to let this thing have as much power as the Golf R, because at the end of the day, Volkswagen is in charge of Cupra, I believe. So the Führer wasn't gonna because, you know, the Führer wasn't gonna allow the little Spanish kid to be better than him. But I gotta say, if I was gonna buy the Leon VZX or a new Golf R, I'm thinking I'd take this. I just would. It's different. It's nice in here. I just think this is more fun to drive. Getting into the paddles here, you know, it's just instant shifts. They're so quick. Again, the soundtrack out the back, I love it. Now you can upgrade to Brembos. This one, I believe, does not have the Brembos, but it still pulls up pretty good. Steering is nice. It's got a bit of weight to it in Cupra. Electronically controlled LSD. Wow. I have to make sure the camera's still on, because this thing absolutely takes off. And adaptive suspension, I gotta give credit where it's due again. There's 15 levels of customization on these dampers. So you can really dial that suspension in depending on what road you're on. And even, honestly, even in Cupra mode, we're on this rougher back road, when you're on it, it just seems to do what you want it to do. It's not harsh, but it's firm in the corner. It is a really good damper. And again, for a stock vehicle, pops and bangs, sounds as good as it does. It's detuned, remember, from factory, so there is a huge amount of potential with this EA AAA. Wow. Yeah, this is the type of car you can get in trouble in, because it, even though it's front wheel drive, I do have traction control on because it's very wet today. It's doing a fantastic job. Look, I have noticed some axle tramp, and I have noticed some torque steer on drier days when you really flat foot it, especially when you're turning the wheel. But yeah, I can feel a little bit the wheels wanting to spin, but let's see here. We've got a bit of a straight road. It actually stays pretty straight. It actually does. I kind of like them when they're a little bit torque steery. I think being wet today, it's helping it just spin instead of gripping and pulling the wheel a bit, but expect a little bit of torque steer, but I gotta say, this thing is fantastic. Cupra, keep doing these things. Like VZX, do not kill the VZX lineup. Like, these top of the range versions of your models are so damn good. Like, Formentor was absolutely breathtaking, unbelievable. This is nearly just as good. And again, I just cannot stress enough, don't go full electric. I did drive the new Born that they have come out with. It's an electric car. It's not bad, but there's just no soul like this has. You know, I can feel the Spanish. Like, I can feel the Spanish flavor in this car. You know, yes, it's German under the skin, and you can still sense some of that Golf R GTI-ness. Audi S3 even, but the way they've packaged this, the way they've tuned it, just dampened it, sorry. It's got so much character, just like that Formentor. And look, you're not all-wheel drive, you're front-wheel drive in this. I think the Formentor looks better, personally. I would probably go for the Formentor, all-wheel drive, and I think it just looks a bit nicer, but for a hot hatch, like somebody who wants something a little bit smaller, maybe, this is just, this is the top level shit now. This is what the benchmark has become, because I absolutely used to love the i30N. I still do. That is more of a bit of a boy racer car, I would say. But they're stopping those. They're not making i30Ns anymore, which is a shame. The Golf R, to me, it's just a little bit not spicy enough. It's not Spanish enough, guys. Like, just like a good Spanish woman, you know, if you've ever had one, there's just a level of passion, a level of just femininity, which you could translate into the car, of just having character. You know what I mean? Like, it's got soul. This thing has got soul. And for new cars, especially running, you know, these emission regulated engines, and you know, they're detuned and all that, for all of that hogwash, this still has a huge amount of Spanish flavor and just charming character. So huge props to Cupra for managing to bring that through still with all the regulations and rules nowadays. Yo, wow, I'm only in 5th, and like, we're in El Paso speed, so Jesus, this is a hatch, bro. Guys, again, if you're enjoying this type of content, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button. Click the bell notification so you get updated on all of my weekly uploads. We are uploading 2 times, sometimes 3 times a week. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, follow the channel. We've got so much content on the way, so much variety as well. Again, leave a comment too, because I do reply to all you guys. Love hearing from you. If you got ideas, you got suggestions, I do listen. Again, the package that they've delivered here, I gotta say, you know, Cupra, it's tough. It is tough to be a new manufacturer, come to Australia and get sales. It isn't easy. And I'm not talking out my ass here. Like, if I was gonna, if this was a shit car, I would call it a shit car. Like, this thing, I honestly feel like is the benchmark now. Like, I would buy this over a Golf R. Like, the new Golf Rs, they don't really do it for me. I think this sounds better. I think this has got a cooler, more unique look to it. And I just like being different. You know, this to me is different. It looks good, it sounds good, it's easy to use in here. Like, infotainment system's not the greatest, it's not the worst either. I love the gauge cluster. You know, there's a few little plastics, like here is a little bit plasticky, but it's minor. Like, the car feels premium. Look, you're gonna be paying $61,000 and some change before on road. So, you know, it's definitely not cheap. It is definitely not cheap. But if you didn't want to go on the all-out VZX, there is a few different trims you can go down, which does get significantly cheaper. I think they start around the 40s. But again, if it was me, I would have to go the VZX. You know, it just, that 2-liter up front, the turbo, that EA888 is a fantastic motor. And, you know, again, the 7-speed dual clutch, only front-wheel drive, but again, hot hatch. Hot hatch, it feels good. It feels good. But cheers to you, my Spanish audience, guys. Que no apoya, and no folla, huh? Huh? Hey, I bet you didn't know I knew that. That's something a beautiful Spanish girl taught me one day. And yeah, just like this Cupra Leon VZX, guys. This thing's got passion. And it absolutely rips. Yeah, man. This is, I gotta get me to Spain, I think. Cupra, send me to the head office. Give me a few of these. I'll take them to Ibiza for you. Yeah, we'll get some views. Oh, hell yeah. All right, now 0 to 100. We've turned traction control off. We've put it in Cupra mode. Should just be hard on the brake, hard on the accelerator. We'll reset the draggy. Go, 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 go. Axle tramp. There we go. Yeah, just getting off the line, it just, you do get some axle tramp, especially in the wet. See what it is. Let's see what it is. Wow. Guys, wow. Wow. Like, I am absolutely blown away by that. We actually went slightly uphill from the data shown on the draggy there, and we did 5.7. That's what it's claimed at. 5.7, and it's pouring with rain. So I was expecting this to be like in the 6s. Wow. 5.7 in the wet on a back road. That is impressive for front wheel drive. Like, honestly, it felt like it was slower than that, but 5.7, read it in wheat, bro, on the draggy. That's impressive. Damn. Now, I'm going to finish the video off here today, guys. So look, a huge thanks to Cupra for loaning me this Leon VZX. Again, I feel like this is the new benchmark. And for a new front-wheel drive, like luxury, sporty, fun hot hatch, guys, this is it. Like, unless you're looking at a Golf R, which I think doesn't have the same amount of character, the same amount of flavor, that Spanish flair, I am really becoming a big fan of Cupra. So I hope they keep doing more of this. I hope to see more, and yeah, I'm loving it. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here. And as always, we will see you on that next video. Take care. Let's go.